Hello, I haven't made a video on Splitgate where I've actually sat down and commentated or spoken about the game for about 8 months now, so I've decided that the game has finally blown up and it's time for me to talk about recent events. So I'll pick up the mic, hop on the hype train that everyone else is thriving off right now and make a video. If you're somehow completely oblivious to what I've just said, then I'll break it down for you now. Splitgate, formerly known as Splitgate Arena Warfare, is a relatively small, or was a relatively small, indie shooter for PC. It combined fast-paced FPS with portal mechanic, which allowed players to, traverse the map in unique ways, engage in combat in a way that you've never seen in first-person shooters before. The game sat around 300 CCU for about a year, and if you don't know what that means, basically CCU means concurrent players, which is how many people are playing the game at once per day, which was 300. Just 4 weeks later, Splitgate now has 70,000 CCU on Steam alone. Meaning, if you factor in the console too, because it's released on PlayStation and Xbox now, you're probably looking at over 150,000 players online at the same time right now. Maybe even 200,000 by the time this video is posted. To put this into perspective in a way that you will all understand, Splitgate now has 5 times the amount of concurrent players on Steam that Halo does. And Halo is the game that is, the one that Splitgate is compared to most often, basically, because IGN literally branded the game Halo with Portals back in 2019 when they made a video on the game. Don't forget, Halo MCC is also 5 games packed into one as well, and Splitgate has more CCU than this game, by 5 times. And their rise isn't just player count either. They've also received a total of 16,500,000. It's a lot more than what I was about to say there. Yeah, $16,500,000 US in investment from venture capital funds, and they've gained over 200,000 followers on Twitter. Again, maybe even more when I post this. They got verified on basically every single platform, and I've had multiple articles about them for the past few weeks from people like Kotaku, IGN, PC Gamer, GameSpot, VentureBeat, and loads more. Those are just the ones that I know of. There's probably 100. So yeah, it's pretty good so far. The elephant in the room, though, obviously, is Halo, as I mentioned before. There's a lot of people who are new to Splitgate who think that Halo Infinite's going to basically kill off the game and put it back down to, not where it was, but back down to a couple thousand players. And I'm just going to, in this video, dismiss every single rumor about that right now, and I'll tell you what's basically actually going to happen to the game. So Splitgate for sure will suffer some fall in player counts, obviously, due to the release of Halo Infinite, mostly on Xbox and PC. However, a lot of people are also forgetting that there is another platform in the mix here, which is PlayStation, and they don't have a Halo, and they never will, because it's licensed to Microsoft. It's owned by them. Unless Microsoft makes some insane deal where they give Halo to PlayStation, which I never see happening. PlayStation will never have a Halo. So what Splitgate does is basically fill that gap for those guys, and PlayStation now have a Halo. And I think the PlayStation player count will only rise in the future when the Halo player count goes up, due to, obviously, Infinite coming out on Xbox and PC. I obviously think that's going to do really well, and I think it's going to go even further than that for them. I think the Splitgate guys, with the amount of money they have now, that's 16 million, they could potentially market the game and go on to be the Halo equivalent, I guess, on PlayStation. And boast similar numbers to, the hundreds of thousands compared to what Halo gets on Xbox. And maybe even become a flagship title for PlayStation in the years to come. So yeah, it's only upwards for Splitgate. They're going to play their cards right, I'm pretty sure. As far as I know, they're all pretty smart guys. And as someone who played the game in 2018, when in November, the developers sent me a handful of early codes to test the game with friends. I can't wait to see what happens to the future of the game. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's 5 minutes, pretty short. That's all I had to say. I just thought I'd hop on the hype train that everyone is on. So that's it for me today. This is the part at the end of the video where I'm going to shamelessly plug the fact that I'm also making a game. I'm an indie developer myself with a small team of around 8 people right now. I'm making a game called Cross Planet, and it's basically like a third-person Halo experience. So if you want to check that out, then there'll be an annotation probably on the screen or something, or a link below you can click on. It's free to play, and it should come out when it's ready. Right now you can test alpha stages of the game if you're on our Discord. Yeah. That's it. thanks, and I'll see you probably in another month or 8 when I realise that I haven't posted a video for a while. So yeah, I'll see you then. Alright, goodbye.